Well, I'm in McKeesport. I've been on the trail for about 2 hours now, and I'm about 20 miles out of Pittsburgh. And I'm about ready to get on the trail. This far, it's been pretty much hardtop pavement. The trail starts just on the southwest side of McKeesport. So I'm gonna head out. See you in Connellsville. So I left Pittsburgh at 8 o'clock this morning, and I got here in Connellsville at it's the KOA near Connellsville. And it took me, I don't know, I left at 8 and I got in here at 3:30. I had some problems with cramping for the last few miles, so I wasn't able to maintain the speed that I had out of Pittsburgh. But anyway, it was a nice ride. And this is a great place, great campground, great showers, nice place to camp for bicycle campers. Yeah, this is the Hagerstown KOA, and it used to be nicer because they used to let us camp down near the river, but now they fill that up with cabins and places for RVs. The place is really big with RVs. It is really packed. I was surprised to see how packed it was. It's packed, but I'm the only tent camper here. So good news, bad news. I was hoping I'd run into some other fellow bicycle tourists, but no such luck. Saw a couple of them on the trail, but none of them camping here. That's my tent and my bicycle behind the post. You can see the RVs parked on this side of the trail, and there are many more on the other side of the trail. I left the KOA this morning at about 8:20. It's now about 9:45, and I'm about 10 miles away from the campsite. It's a pretty little spot. I decided every hour or so I'm stopping for hydration and some snacks. And so this is my first stop this morning, and Ohiopyle is about 12 miles from here. I've stopped at this location. It's about 8 miles from Ohiopyle, and I've stopped here every time I've done this trip. I just think it's a great place to relax, and usually when I'm going north, I eat lunch here, and going south, it's just a nice place to stop. It's about 11:30. It's about 11:45 actually, and I'm in Ohiopyle, and I've just taken a snack, and I'm about ready to leave. This was my campsite last night at Husky Haven Campground in Rockwood. And it's probably the most rustic, well, it is the most rustic of the places I'll camp at on this trip. I've camped here a couple of times. 2 times I stayed in the guest house. And the guest house is really nice, except that now it's because of COVID, they can have guests, but then they have a day off where they clean the place, and I guess just let it do whatever it does for a day. I'm standing at one end of the Salisbury Viaduct. It's about, I think, about a half-mile long. It goes over an interstate, a local road, an active railroad, and the Castleman River. It was built about 100 years ago. So this is the Eastern Continental Divide. From here on, it's all the way downhill to Washington, D.C., and it's a pretty good downhill from here to Cumberland. I'll be zipping along between 15 and 20 miles an hour, I think. So that's where I came from, and this is where I'm headed to. Nice. Downhill. This is one of my favorite spots to sit and relax, just outside the Savage Tunnel. This is a really pretty spot, about 20 miles from Cumberland. It's really quiet in here, and it's peaceful. And it really is pretty. I always forget how pretty the C&O Canal is. I don't know, I guess it sort of gets tedious after a while because there really are no towns or anything. I just talked to two women who are traveling alone, and they really haven't planned to stay any place. And I just told them it's not going to be easy. They're going from here to Hancock, which is another 45 miles away, to stay in a B&B. Anyway, I hope they continue to find B&Bs that have vacancies. So anyway, I've stopped here for lunch. It's about 11:40. Good time for lunch. I think I have another 25 miles to go to get to my campsite. See you there. Well, it's almost 7 o'clock. I've been at the Little Orleans Campground now for about 3 hours or so, and pretty tired. I may go to bed. It's a little early, but I may go to bed. There aren't many people here at the campsite. This is usually a lot of bikers come through here on tours, and the person that runs the place told me that all those tours were canceled, so including the one I was supposed to be on. So, see you tomorrow. Well, this morning it was foggy and cold. It got down into the probably mid-40s last night. It's a very nice campground. It's up a hill to get here. I walked the bike up the hill. There's no way I was going to ride the bike with a full load on my bike. But it's worth it because it's very clean. I had to find somebody it took me a while to find somebody to pay the fee. But again, it was worth it. It's very comfortable. Very nice lawn for pitching a tent. I'm at the Snug Harbor KOA near Williamsport on the C&O. And I really wanted to camp here badly, but I found out how badly when I found out how much it was going to cost last night when I rolled in. It's about 2.5 miles away from Williamsport and the C&O. So once I got here, I was kind of committed. I was committed anyway because I really wanted to stay here. But anyway, she says, $55. I said, for a tent site? And she goes, well, the tent site would cost you $5 cheaper because it'd still have the hookup for the RV. So all their sites here have hookups for RVs. And live and learn. I should have done a little bit more research before I decided to go on the trip. But it was a nice place to camp. You can see the creek behind me, and it was very quiet, and the temperature was nice last night. See you in whatever the next town is going to be. This part of the Potomac and the towpath always interest me because the original towpath was wiped out by one of the Potomac floods, which happened pretty often. And then as part of the stimulus back in 2008, this project was funded because it was shovel ready. And it's about 2.5 miles of concrete walkway that's built to withstand anything the Potomac can throw at it in the future. I'm crossing Antietam Creek. It's about 1:40 in the afternoon. And this has a lot of memories for me because my family and I had a float trip down the Antietam from near the battlefield down to the Potomac here.
And this is an old aqueduct for the C&O Canal across the Antietam Creek, and our raft trip ended at that sandbar.
So I'm at my last campsite on the C&O and Gap tour. This is the Brunswick Family Campground in Brunswick, Maryland, and the rate at least was reasonable. It's 15 bucks, and plus I'm getting pizza delivered. I can't wait till it comes. Probably going to be another 30 minutes or so before it comes, and I'm so hungry. Celebrating my last encampment with a pizza, and maybe I'll have some left over for breakfast. This is a pretty place. I've stayed here before with adventure cycling, so I knew what to expect. Actually, I stayed at the last one last night with adventure cycling, and just was a little sticker shock with the 55 bucks, but still a nice place. If I knew it was 55 bucks, I may have tried to find something a little closer to the trail. It was 4 miles from the trail too, so what are you gonna do? But anyway, I'm here in Brunswick now, and looking forward to my pizza, and tomorrow will be my last day on the road, heading to DC, and hopefully get there early enough in the day to consider starting the drive home. So talk to you tomorrow.